As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but poor 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jacques, he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he stays me here at home, or to speak more properly, he stays me here at home unkept. Besides this nothing that he so plentifully gives me, the something that nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing, sir. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Know you where you are, sir?
Aye, sir, very well, here in your orchard.
Know you before who?
Aye, better than he I have before knows me.
What? Boy?
Come, come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains.
Sweet masters, be patient for your father's remembrance. Be in accord.
Let me go, I say!
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Now, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled by you. You will have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I shall no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Master, your brother...
Get you with him, you old dog!
Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master! He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you now to grow upon me? I will physic your ringness, and yet get no 1,000 crowns neither.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good morrow, Sir Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
Oh, there's no news at the court, but the old news. That is, the old duke is banished by his younger brother, the new duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the new duke. Therefore, he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the old duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no, for the duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have died to stay behind her, or have followed her exile. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old duke live?
Oh, they say he is already in the forest of Arden, and there are many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new duke?
Marry, do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that does not escape me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. I came hither to acquaint you with all, that either you might stay him from his intendment, or brook such disgrace as well he might run into.
I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young man of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore look to thy discretion. I had as lief thou brokest his neck as well as his finger. And thou wert best look to it. He will practice against thee with poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears do I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. But were I to anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If he ever go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. And so, God keep your worship.
Farewell, Sir Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end to him.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cause, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke, my father, so thou hadst still been with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father from mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know, my father hath no child but I. No, none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. Mwah! For what he had taken away from thy father, perforce, I will render thee again. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, cuz.
Oh, no, please don't, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no.
And devise sports. Whew! Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Who, Mary, I prithee do to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
Would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest. And those that she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Oh,
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Oh, were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight that swore by his honor that the pancakes were good and the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it that the pancakes were not and the mustard was good, but so was not the knight forswore.
I'll prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge.
Aye, Mary, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Send you both forth, stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
Oh, then by my knavery, if I had it, I were. But when you swear by that which is not, you're not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any, or if he had sworn it all away before he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Prithee, who is it that thou meanest?
Oh, one that old Duke Frederick, your father, loves dearly. I love you. Ah!
His love is enough to honor him all. Prithee, enough. Speak no more, then you'll be brought for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not say wisely what wise men may say foolishly.
Oh, by my truth, thou sayest true. Oh, look, here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
With his mouth full of news.
Which you will put upon us as pigeons feed their young.
Then shall we be news-crowned.
All the better, we shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport of what color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
You ladies amaze me. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
You tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do, and here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons. Oh, 3 proper young men of extremely excellent presence and growth. And the eldest wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him, breaking 3 of his ribs.
Charles throw! Charles break ribs! 1, 2, 3!
so he served the second.
You also!
And so he served the third.
And you as well!
Yonder they lie, the old man, their father, making such pitiful dole over them that all the beholders take his heart and weep.
But what, monsieur, is the sport that the ladies have lost?
Why, this did I speak of?
Oh, well, thus men may grow wiser every day. This is the first that I heard the breaking of ribs was sport for ladies, huh?
I promise you.
But is there yet another? Dotes upon rib breaking? Is there another that longs to see this broken music in his sides? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are coming to perform it.
Yonder, sure they're coming. Let us now see.
Come on! Since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
Ah, how now, daughter? Mwah, mwah. And, cousin, are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
Ah, you will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him. But he will not be entreated. He pretends not to hear us. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur Lebeau.
I'll not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger. Oh. The princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, do you challenge Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess, he is the general challenger. I come but in as others do to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. We entreat you to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir, your reputation shall not therefore be misprized.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious. If killed, one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no harm, for I have none to lament me the world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world do I fill up a space that may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine, to eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath it in a more modest working.
Ah, you shall try, but one form.
No, I warrant your grace shall not entreat him to a second that have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
And you mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man. Oh, excellent young man.
We're invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg.
He's so strong, you know.
No more!
Yes, I beseech your grace, I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. Monsieur le Bureau, today. Yeah. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
Ah, I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst better please me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. Thou shouldst told me of another father!
Were I my father, cuz would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not trade that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
Gentlemen, hate this place. Even the bushes break. Wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune. They could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cuz?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? Baka? The better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he will. Do you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passions hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place, albeit you have deserved high commendation, to applause and love, yet such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, sir, and pray you tell me this. Which of the two was the daughter of the Duke that here was at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners. But yet, indeed, the lesser is his daughter, the other is daughter to the banished Duke. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, and his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bounded to you, sir. Very well. Very well. Thus must I from smoke to smother, from tyrant Duke into a tyrant brother. But heavily, Rosalind.
My Rosalind, Cupid have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
Oh, come, wrestle with thy affection.
No, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, good wish upon you. You will try in time, in despite of a fall. But turning these jests out of service, is it possible on such a sudden you should fall into so strong a liking of old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, Faith, hate him not from my sake.
I won't.
Look, here comes the Duke.
With his eye full of anger.
Where is she? Mistress, dispatch you with safest haste and get you from our court.
With me, uncle.
You, cousin! Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near this public quarters, 20 miles, thou diest for it.
Did I offend your highness?
Thus do all traitors, let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
But your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There is enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor.
Ah!
Good, my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Aye, Celia, we stayed her for your sake, as had she with her father ranged along.
I did not that time entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. And if she be a traitor, so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, ate together, and wheresoever we went like Juno's swans, still we went coupled and inseparable.
Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name. And thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You're a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor, and in the greatness of my word, you will die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind. Whither wilt thou go? If wilt thou change fathers, I will give thee mine.
No,
I charge thee, be thou not more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind then lacks the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Then let my father seek another heir.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden. Oh!
Alas, what danger will it be to us maids as we are to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
Ooh, I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with the kind of umber smirch my face, the like to you, and so shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Would it be not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I should suit me all points like a man?
Oh, and what shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena!
Cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
He'll go along o'er the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Now let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together and devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from the pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? And here, our lives exempt from public horn fines, tongues in the trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Oh, come, shall we go kill us venison? And yet it irks me the poor dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines with forked heads have their round haunches gored.
Oh, indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that kind swears you do more usurp than doth your brother that hath banished you. This afternoon, my lord of Amiens and myself did steal behind him as he lay along under an oak, whose antique root peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this wood, to the which place a poor sequestered stag, that from the hunter's aim had taken the hurt, did come to languish. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that his discharge did stretch his leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in pious chase, and thus the hairy fool, much marked of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of the swift brook, augmenting it with tears.
And what said Jacques? Did he not Moralize this spectacle?
Oh, yes, into 1,000 similes. First, for his weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy sum of more to that which had too much. Then, being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friends, 'tis right, quoth he. Thus misery doth part the flux of company. Anon, a careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by him. Yes, and never stays to greet him. Aye, sweep on, you fat and greasy citizen. Well, 'tis just the fashion. Wherefore do you look upon that poor and broken bankrupt there? Thus most invectively pierced through the body of the country, city, court, yea, and of this our life, swearing we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright the animals and to kill them up in their assigned and native dwelling place.
And? Did you leave him in this contemplation?
We left him, sir, weeping and commenting on the sobbing deer.
Oh, well, show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter. Hugs, hugs.
We'll do it straight.
Rosalind! 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 Oh, who's there?
My young master! Oh, my gentle master, your praises come too swiftly home before you. Know you not, master, to some kind of men their graces serve them but as enemies?
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors. Within this roof the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother hath heard your praises, and this night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. What? If he fail of that, he will have other means to cut you off.
Why whither, Adam? Wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What, wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? No. I rather will subject me to the malice of thy diverted blood and bloody brother.
Do not so. I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father, and all this I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. No!
Good old man!
Oh.
We'll go along together. And ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. Oh, from 17 years till now, almost 80 here lived I, and now live here no more. At 17 years, many their fortune seek, but at 80 it is too late a week. Yet fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well, and not my master's debtor.
My spirit.
Oh, I care not for my spirit. My legs were not weary.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I had rather bear with you than bear you. And yet, I would bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Hi! Now am I in Arden! Woo! Look a tree, look a bird, look a bee, look a moose, look some When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be contented.
Be so, good touchstone. Look ye who comes here. A young man and an old in solemn talk.
Love me, Phoebe.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
Look, I partly guess, for I have loved ere now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so. How many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn into by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst then never love so heartily. If thou rememberest not the slightest folly that ever love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd! In searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
We that are true lovers run into strange circumstance. But as all is mortal in nature, so all love in nature is mortal in folly. Yes? Yes.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay, I shall ne'er beware mine own wit till I break my shins upon it!
Jove! Jove! Oh, the shepherd's passion is much to my fashion.
And on mine, and yet a grow somewhat stale with me.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Holla! You, clown!
Peace, you fool. He's not thy kinsman.
Who calls?
Your betters, sir!
Or else are they very wretched?
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friend.
Evening, sir, and to you all.
Prithee, shepherd, if that love of gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us to where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here is a young maid with travel much oppressed and faints for succor.
Sir, I pity her. My master is of churlish disposition and little recks to find the way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. And besides, his coat, his flocks, and bounds of feet are now on sale.
Prithee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage pasture and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place and willingly could waste my time in it.
Well, I will your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Oh, come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather. Thank you.
More, I prithee more.
Now, it will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jaques.
I do thank it. I can suck melancholy from a song as a weasel sucks sayings. More, I prithee more.
My voice is ragged. Now I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. Come, sing, another stanzo. Call you them stanzos?
What you will, Monsieur Jaques.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself.
Well then, if ever I thank any man, I'll thank you.
No.
Come, sing. You that will not, hold your tongue.
Well, I'll end the song. Sirs, cover the while. The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to look you.
I have been all this day to avoid him. Come, Warble, come.
Who doth ambition shun and loves to live in sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither,
I'll give you a verse to this note that I made yesterday, in despite of my invention.
And I'll sing it.
Thus it goes.
Okay.
If it do come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his wealth at ease, a stubborn will to please, come Duke Dame. That's pretty, guys. Here shall he see gross fools as he, and if he will come to me.
What's that Duke Dame?
It's a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can. If I cannot, I'll rail against the firstborn of Egypt.
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Master! I could go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here lie I down and measure out my grave. Farewell, kind master.
But how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. Eh? If there live anything in this uncouth forest, I will either be food for it or bring it for food to thee. I'll here be with thee presently. And if I come not with something to eat, then I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labors. Well said. Thou lookst cheerly, and I'll here be with thee quickly. Oh. Yet thou liest in some bleak air. Come, I'll bear thee to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for a lack of dinner if there live anything in this desert. Cheerly, good Adam!
Gentlemen, I think he be transformed into a beast, so I can nowhere find him. Like a man.
Oh, my lord, he is but even now gone hence.
Ah.
Here he was merry, hearing of a song.
Oh, if he, compact of jaws, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him. Tell him I would speak with him.
He saves my labor by his own approach.
Yoo-hoo! Over here, monsieur. Oh, what a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company. Oh no, you look merrily.
A fool! I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world. I, as I do live by food, met a fool. What?
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier, and says, if maids be but young and fair, they have a gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as a remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, through which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Oh, thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit. Suit, motley. Provided that you weed your opinions of all gross ideas that I am wise. I must have liberty with all. As large a charter as the wind to blow on whom I please. For so fools have, and those that are most galled by my folly, they most must laugh.
Fie on thee, I know what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Oh, most mischievous, foul sin and chiding sin.
Forbear and eat no more!
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not till necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou thus a bolden man by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners that in civility thou seem so empty?
Forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this fruit before I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
Well, welcome. Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food and let me have it.
Well then, sit down and feed and welcome to our table.